What's going on, guys? We are back with the North America 3 Stars of the Week for League Play Week 1. And basically, I just choose whoever I think did really well this week. This is not by the RLCS people. This is just my own personal picks for the top 3 stars of the week. So we're going to start with the 3rd star, and that is the Weekend Warrior himself, Timmy.
With Insolence is moving up the field. Only one person in the back. It'll be Timmy who clears it away. Now he has an opportunity here. It's just classics he's got to deal with at the moment. He pops it over the top of one. Can he do it? Towards the net. Timmy! The buzzer beater as Timmy takes the win.
With 0 seconds left, Timmy still manages to grab control. Look at the control he has, forcing classics to make that first decision. And the second one way above Crumb. Perfectly placed, so gently into the corner. Timmy carrying his team to victory in that first game. That is the beginning
down for him. He makes exactly the right adjustment to tie up this game, and now they're threatening to score again. Timmy once more with the shot on net. It goes in, and there's the lead for Selfless.
Timmy's placement's been phenomenal all day today. We see him now from midfield even. A couple of close shots, and now look at this perfectly top right corner. Insol didn't know what to do. You saw him turn his car left. There's nothing he could do at that point. Insol was facing the wrong direction. He couldn't close that gap.
For some reason. I really wish I knew why, but Miho is still on this. As extra pressure coming through, and now Radiant sent 2 towards that ball. That allows Timmy to come through and finish the game off. One rotational mistake ends the game.
Well, not only that, but you see Pluto not only get the touch, but he gets a demo as well. And Halcyon just gets caught. Like, he needs to jump up and get an aerial, but he's in this weird proponent of, am I going to get bumped by Pluto, or what's going to happen? So his attempt to make a save.
And there you have it, guys. Timmy coming in at number 3. He was basically the savior for them in the qualifiers as well. After losing 3-0 to Atelier, they bring in Timmy, because that was with actually Pluto playing. They bring in Timmy. They go 9 wins, 1 loss, and that includes playing Iris as well to make it into League Play itself. Then he starts off extremely strong. The first game of the day is a buzzer beater over Genesis, which is always a big deal because Genesis was probably considered a top 3 team, according to me at least, coming into League Play. And Selfless getting the big victory off of them. It helped a lot with Timmy, like this beautiful shot to the upper 90, and of course the game 1 overtime winner. And then they move on to play a Radiant squad that, a lot of people think are not going to do too well, but once again, game 1 going down to overtime, and Timmy coming in clutch off the Pluto pass, and Timmy comes in and finishes off. And this is with the 4-man rotation, what they're doing right now for Selfless. They were basically doing it because Dapper could not play. He had some family thing to go to for the second series. So they bring in Pluto. Didn't change anything. Selfless has a 2-0 week, and a lot of that has to do with Timmy. Not the greatest stats in the world, but 5 goals, 5 assists in 8 games is not too shabby. 9 saves and 25 shots as well for Timmy. But again, he can only play on the weekends. I believe his parents do not allow him to play. I'm not sure exactly the reason, and maybe he doesn't have internet. I'm not really sure what's going on during the weekdays, but I think it's because his parents don't allow him to play except on the weekends. I could be wrong. Let me know, Timmy. But yeah, coming in with basically being cold for 5 days, comes back and performs at the top level. Timmy gets our 3rd star. What a phenomenal performance from him, and Selfless goes 2-0 on the week. Moving on to the 2nd star, we have Jacob.
We'll see if Halcyon can get there in time. He finally does. Off the corner. Any of these attacks seem really weak coming up from Radiance and easily stopped by NRG before it even gets to a cross in the box. There's a shot though from Jacob, extending the lead with only 13 seconds left.
Jacob making a statement here. Lemon Puppy did not get the greatest clear, and Jacob touches it off the ceiling and immediately boosts right back into it. A ceiling self-pass double touch from Jacob. That's going to
finally, it looks like a chance, but Memory almost just giving away possession. Will set Lemon Puppy by himself. This is what I talked about. One member of Radiance at a time in the offense.
Fireburner demo. Another Fireburner demo. This Fireburner is just a pain in the side.
Jacob!
And Jacob does it himself yet again. We saw in game number 1, it was the double tap to himself. This time, he lands on it, pops off his hood, and then dunks on Memory. I'm sorry, Memory, but Jacob just posterized you.
Yeah. Well, keeping this game tied up, and they're going to try and finish this in regulation as they scream this one down into the blue. Garrett will put it high. Turtle looks to follow along, going for the fake touch, and Jacob with a shot. Can he finish it off? He does! That's our second buzzer beater for the win of the day.
Garrett making up for that mistake, plays it off the wall perfectly inside to awaiting Jacob, and then upside down again. They talked about how afraid Leaf is anytime he sees that, and then that perfect placement. Unfortunately, trying to get the save, it still goes top left, and Energy clutches it with 0 seconds.
And there you have it, guys. Jacob coming in at number 2. He was just a highlight reel this entire weekend, or I guess on Saturday. He probably had some highlight plays on Sunday that we didn't see as well. But first one going off the ceiling, Lachinho-like shots. And Jacob, honestly, is not known for his offensive prowess. Last season, Fireburner plus Garrett were the top 2 goal scorers in North America. They bring in Garrett on the team, and Jacob's like, nah, guys, I got this. You can take a week off. I am going to be leading North American goals after the first week. And so he did 9 goals in 8 games. He leads all of North America in goals. And then here we get the infamous scoreboard for the camera. But I really wanted to show this goal because the dribble on the replay is fantastic. Coming off the wall, backwards. And it's like, all right, I'll flip over it, land on top of my head, bait out Memory just a bit. Memory pre-jumps, and Jacob just throws it right into him. But follows it up for the dunk, which was really fun to watch. But Jacob just coming out of, like, almost nowhere. Look, we know he's good, but his offense has really improved in season number 3. He was never making shots like this, I feel like, in season number 2. He was doing it here or there, but not as frequent as so far we've seen in both qualifying weekend, and now we see it in league play week 1. So Jacob coming in at number 2. Again, he had 9 goals. He only had 2 assists, which is what his bread and butter normally is. Didn't have to save much either with only 4 saves, but 9 goals on 22 shots is not too bad in 8 games. And honestly, he was just a highlight reel all weekend. So much fun to watch him. And Energy comfortably getting the 2-0, where pretty much everyone expected them to be. In North America was kind of an expected weekend, except for maybe Selfless. But moving on to the number 1 star, we have none other than Jknaps.
Future weeks against what is considered to be much easier opponents, but Matt going to start this one out for his team. He's actually passed that one out to Jknaps, but gets the block onto that. Just drops himself down. Here comes Rizzo. Over to Jknaps. Jknaps over to Rizzo. 1-2 triangle goal.
They're starting to warm up indeed. Rizzo spots out Jknaps. He puts it right to him, and the give and go. Rizzo was ready for it, and Jknaps did not disappoint. That was a stellar goal for G2.
Jknaps was more on their defense than trying to get themselves a 4th. Jknaps almost with the bicycle kick into the net.
It was the right idea. He knew that someone would be there for the save, but still, they need to make some plays happen. Right now, this is a chance.
Oh, that's going to go in. Okay, here we go.
They are starting to play with a fire lit under him. Rizzo to Jknaps. The passing's still on point. Jknaps pops that right over Matt, and Rizzo pounces on top of it. But they're going to have to get 2 more plays and force overtime. Otherwise, the series... Yes, we do. The next goal takes the series.
Is that going to be it? Matt tries to put it on target, but they want to hit the crossbar anyway. Huge game here for both of these teams. And as you mentioned earlier, whoever loses this might be a mental landmine.
Oh,
Jknaps! And then the bump puts that one into the net. What a great block.
Jknaps, he just destroys the mind of Matt. And look at that, he delays it and blocks him. He just blocks him and gets it right into the net. Jknaps with a heads-up play, and G2 with an
And Jknaps with the Game 5 heroics coming in at the number 1 star. G2 started off extremely slow, but then finally games 3, 4, and 5, they picked it up against Atelier. And right here we see the Rizzo and Jknaps connection. We see it twice in a row, actually. They were on point towards the end. They just had to warm up a bit, but this pass from Jknaps perfectly led Rizzo. Sizz was even waiting for the pass, but it was so good that the speed on that pass was so fast that Sizz could not make the save. And then with 1 minute and 26 seconds left, Jknaps, he starts the comeback in game number 5 with this beautiful pass off the backboard to set up Rizzo for a free shot. And Jknaps had all 3 assists on the 3 goals that led to the tied game going into overtime. And then, of course, we all know what happens in overtime. Jknaps coming up with the mind game fake on Matt. This play is phenomenal because you would think he would just panic and throw it at the net and try and score as quickly as he can, which might have resulted in Matt making a save. He might have been able to squeak it in, but it's too close to call, and he was a little bit in front of the ball, so that's basically what he had to do, was try for the mind game on Matt, and he just waits for Matt to hit it into him. When you're in overtime and you're trying to win a reverse sweep game, and he waits on it, just lets Matt do the work for him. Phenomenal play there from Jknaps. And he was all over the field in both series for them. He is leading the entire league in goals plus assists right now in North America. 7 goals and 6 assists in 8 games. He also has 9 saves and 24 shots. So Jknaps was my choice for MVP before the entire season. Like, I thought he might have a really good run on G2, and so far he has proven that with a clutch Game 5. And those are the games that you look at the end of the season when you're looking for MVPs of a regular season. You look for the games that are extremely close, Game 5s, and who actually brings their game up a notch. And Jknaps, it took him until 1:26 left of that Game 5, but coming up with all 4 goals, being a part of it at least. He scores 1 of them, 3 assists. I would say 2 were extremely good passes. The third was also a nice pass, but it wasn't as great of a pass. But Jknaps coming in at number 1. Absolutely a phenomenal week for him. Great week for G2. Great week for Energy. And great week for Selfless. All 3 of our stars all on 2-0 teams right now. And it'll be exciting to see these guys when they get back in action again, coming up in League Play week number 2. But until then, guys, we will have to wait for another 3 stars until next week. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.